Hey guys, Stuart Charles here, HomeStudioBasics.com, helping you make sound decisions. So, I had another epiphany with the Philips SHP9500, and this will be my last final impressions. Last time I really talk about this headphone. I really honestly believe that if you pair this, like if you're a beginning audiophile or casual, someone looking to step into the hobby, I fully believe that if you pair a 9500 with an Oppo HA2 and run Tidal master tracks, I mean, you're pretty much all the way there. Honestly, I was listening to some tracks last night with this setup, and it was absolutely sublime. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I was hearing more details, like almost on par with the Utopia, and I really don't say that lightly, even though some people might scoff at that. In my Utopia review, which I'll link, I described this sound as like door 1, 2, and 3. So door 3 is stuff that like only a headphone like the Utopia will reveal. Door 2 is something like a 600 HD 650. In that kind of general price range, Sundara. I do think the Ananda is pretty close to the Utopia as well, but that's in the $1,000 range. And of course, the more you spend, the less and less you're getting in terms of an increase in sound quality. But I promise you, it's almost like I don't really need anything else besides what I just mentioned, a 9500 with the HA2. Dude, it's just, I believe that like it has more to do, like the sound quality sometimes has more to do with the quality of the track itself, and Tidal really exposes this and makes you really see that a 24-bit recording is obviously always going to be superior to a 16-bit, but it's really eye-opening how good the master tracks on Tidal are. Dude, I was listening to Postal Service, their 2003 album, Give Up, and it's almost like the song Clark Gable. Like everything about that song just came to life in a way that was just almost bizarre. Like how well it was just, it pulsated and breathed in a way that was just stunning. Like you started to hear stuff way in the background that you didn't even notice was there before, even with lossless files. Another reason why the 9500 is such a steal is because it combines like everything that should make a headphone good. So its build quality is worth way more than a headphone under $100. Like this headphone has no business being under $100, honestly, when you consider how rugged and solid the build is. It's like it's got metal. Newegg did bring it back. Marcus had alerted me. I kind of already knew because I was browsing and stumbled across it. But I think if you check right now, they're still running a sale. These are $69.99, which is very close to what I paid a couple years back, $54. And it's just, I mean, they have no business being that cheap. Like I said, metal. And the plastic is rugged. Like it doesn't feel cheap like a K240 or a SR850. Comfort is also really, really good, and you're not gonna have to take these off ever. I will say that the fit is a bit awkward, and it will be for a lot of people. They kind of just sit there and it doesn't even really feel like you have headphones on. I don't know. I haven't modded these with any other pads. I believe they're not very straightforward as far as replacing the pads, but I really don't feel a need to. I'm not one of those people, I guess. Of course, the cable is detachable. I would like to get a longer cable for gaming because currently I can't just plug it in and sit on my couch because the cable is just too short. But this is a perfect gaming headphone, amazing soundstage and width. Some people will tell you otherwise, but they're lying.
Can I just let myself forget what you've told me?
I think that's going to be a new thing. Yeah, of course they're open back. You're not gonna want to take these. I mean, I take them on the go, but I mean, I would never wear these like on a crowded bus or um, where there's a lot of people around because you're just gonna distract others. But perfect studio headphone, great for mixing and mastering. The bass is, of course, is rolled off, but I found last night like there are tracks that really shouldn't have sounded as good as they did with regard to bass. Like it was just they had a lot of thump, and I don't know, I just can't get over it. But of course the mid-range is very revealing, and subject to a lot of debate, of course, is the lower mids or the lower treble around 5 to 7K, I think. It is a little bit, I wouldn't call it harsh, just a little hot. I mean, it's going to be there's a little bit too much sizzle at times. I will give those people that. But this headphone is more revealing, in my opinion, than an HD600. And so many people have argued with me about this. And I don't even respond anymore because I stated my case. I wrote an article. And it's up to them. If they want to read it, they can. But I'm just not going to respond because I still believe that this headphone better represents the full audio spectrum than does an HD600. Even though I really like the HD600, kind of like the 650 better nowadays. I ran some sweeps. I did of the 600 and the 650, and easily perfectly represents why the 650 is a little bit better because it doesn't sound as forward or shouty in that 3K area. They toned it back a bit. There's a little bit more mid-bass emphasis on the 650 as well. But the 600 is snappier. I'm kind of getting off topic here. I'm sorry. Back to the 9500. So, of course, the treble on the 9500 is going to be brighter. But it's crisper and it's more exciting and it's more lively. Like I just feel like sometimes the 600s are just dull. And I'm sure there are many people out there who will probably agree with that. But you got these diehards, HD600 fans that just will not shut up about it. Like, you just kick their dog if you say anything negative about. And it's always, oh, you haven't amped them properly. Like, look, bro, I've used way more amps than you. Like, I've demoed over 20 amps. Like, the differences between amps are very subtle. I've demoed some of the best headphone amps, like, on the planet. And so when people say that, I just have to laugh. Like, like I said, I don't even give it the time of day. And it's not to be mean, but it's like people come to my channel and they just want to like dump all over it. Like hey, mellow out, man. And I'm telling you, why would you pay like over $300 plus cost of an amp that you have to buy with the 600 when you can just get a 9500 and run it out of your phone if you wanted to? I mean, it sounds really good out of your phone, but like, I'd rather spend, let's see, if I really wanted to, you could even get something like a Dragonfly Red and pair it with this and just be, like, totally fine. Maybe forever. But, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's a much better value. And in my opinion, the detail retrieval here is like, on par, if not better, than a 600. And yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. Like, I don't even care anymore. If you want to leave a hateful comment, I probably won't even respond. Bro. Mellow. This headphone, yeah, it has no business being as cheap as it was. And even now, it's back on it's back on Newegg. Hopefully, Amazon brings it back. Hopefully, Philips brings it back. I would really like to see this one make a comeback, and I think it will. I mean, there's no way it can't. This is probably the best overall purchase you could make when you're starting out. I mean, I would say like something like a Sundara is probably a meat and potatoes of what an audiophile headphone represents. along with, of course, the 650, 600, but actually prefer the 650 and the Sundara over the 600 now. Yeah, I'll also leave a link to my first review here as well. You can check that out, and you can see all the people. There were some people just wanted to fight me on it, but I stand by it. I mean, I enjoy the sound of the 9500 more than I enjoy the sound of the 600s. Now, is comfort better on the 600s? Yeah, it's probably a bit better. They fit more snugly on your melon, whereas these just kind of hover there like air. And I did a little like mini demo skit. Let's see if I can do it again. Nah, I'll just link you to the review where I went. First try right there. Not sure why people were saying this isn't good for gaming. I don't know who exactly it was. I just when I browse forums, when you browse forums and stuff and you just see people's comments and you're just like, what are you talking about, dude? But the width imaging here is just phenomenal. This is definitely an out of your head type of headphone. Playing video games like Fallout, of course, I mentioned, there were times when I thought someone was knocking at my door. That's how good it was. On par with a little bit, I would say the 850s have a little bit better soundstage than these, but it's very, very slight. Honestly, I would probably just recommend these because they make a perfect all-around headphone. I was also listening to Soulmate by Mac Miller with a master track and these with the HA2, and I got that same sort of feeling where I was hearing background noises like way in the distance that I hadn't heard before, and I was floored. Like my jaw dropped because I'm like, I didn't think this headphone could get better, but it just did. So I won't back down from this. I still think this is the best headphone you could probably buy if you're just starting out. Now, of course, are there better options in higher price ranges? Of course. But for me, with as many headphones as I've listened to, like it's getting close to 100 now, I still don't really think that I really need anything more than the setup I mentioned. Does the Ananda sound better? Yeah, of course it does. Does the Utopia sound better? Yeah, of course it does. But does it sound $3,000 better? That's debatable. I mean, it really is. And like I said, I've heard of a ton of amps. Name DAC V1, Bryston BHA1, that Sony amp that has like way too many letters and numbers in it, and a bunch of other stuff. I'll link my reviews page. You can see what I've heard. Obviously, Mojo, Hugo. Hugo is very good, but it's a little bit too clinical for my taste. I prefer the sound of the Mojo better. It's a little bit warmer and just sounds more musical. But yeah, Philips SHP9500, absolute steal if you can get it for 70 bucks. Even I would price this somewhere around $200. I've always said that. But yeah, those are my final impressions, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my growing channel. Let me know what I can do to improve. And with that,
Check 1 2.
I hope you enjoyed this review too. It was brought to you by Stu. Who? Me, the lyrical G. Empirical dreams slide through like green. PC gaming, letting off steam. Got bars for days like a prison inmate. A misdemeanor's fate, no debate. When I wake up, okay, start my day with a cup and I pray I don't faint. I'm a saint of the Most High God. Of the Most High God.